they fall. That is the mantra of the home side, the Goulburn Valley Suns tonight, as they take on former NSL champions APIA Leichhardt at John McEwen Reserve here in Shepparton in country Victoria. What a big stage it is for this local community tonight. The first time in the round of 32 of the Australia Cup. Let's take a look at the team news now, and the Goulburn Valley Suns tonight are at full strength as they walk out onto the ground in the biggest moment of this club's history. Several big stars named in their starting 11 tonight, and they're looking forward to a wonderful occasion as a capacity crowd makes its way into John McEwen Reserve. Over 1,000 people seated in that grandstand in front of us tonight. Temporary seating brought in as well for this special occasion. Here is their starting 11. Jake Angelovski, the goalkeeper, one of the locals in this squad. One of their foreigners, Joseph Addo-Peters, a big name for them and a key player in central defence. At the other end of the park, the number 10, Russell Curry, the big centre forward who's played some of his football in Scotland, says he welcomes nights like tonight, just like it was back at home, playing midweek football on cold conditions. He's relishing the opportunity to mix it with some of the best in NPL football in Australia. Craig Carley, the coach, sets up tonight in this big occasion. He started off as a player at Goulburn Valley in their inaugural season in 2014. Tonight he gets to coach them in their biggest match yet. Plenty of experience in this APIA Leichhardt lineup, starting with their goalkeeper, Ivan Nachevsky, the former A-League player. Well into his 40s now, hundreds of games of experience at the very top level. They are top of the NSL, or the New South Wales NPL competition, and also finalists in the Waratah Cup. And there's plenty of firepower there tonight, including from the number 7, Jack Stewart, who scored just 4 on the weekend in a 5-3 victory for APIA Leichhardt. Franco Parisi, the coach. Here's Craig Carley, the coach of the local side, Goulburn Valley. Coached in 2014 in their inaugural season as a player. Also involved in junior coaching, and you heard in that feature, was lucky enough to coach Alu Kual, who's now gone on to bigger and better things, and back in the A-League this season with the Central Coast Mariners. Jack Morgan, an experienced coach, referee as well in the A-League, is in charge tonight in the middle of the park. Well, fans of this competition will be familiar with Franco Parisi. He featured in one of the biggest upsets in this competition's history for APIA as a player 5 years ago, when APIA knocked Melbourne Victory out of this competition in the round of 16. He's relishing the opportunity tonight to get to that stage of the competition yet again for APIA Leichhardt. Here's one of the stars I mentioned earlier. 24 goals so far this campaign, including 3 hat-tricks on the way in this competition as well. The scene is set. Crowd rises in anticipation at this wonderful regional facility. Pitch is looking a pretty picture as well.
Yeah, gotcha.
What a night it is for this young man too, Angelovski. Grew up in the region, dreamed of playing on nights like tonight. Final checks underway. Jack Morgan and APIA get us started this evening. Perfect conditions here in Shepparton. It is traditionally pretty cold at this time of year. Andrew Durante is with me tonight. He's wearing his beanie, he's wearing his puffer jacket, and he's ready for a fantastic night of Australia Cup action. Welcome, Andrew.
Good afternoon, Zappers. Yes, ready for this one. Big game for Goulburn Valley Suns against the powerhouse New South Wales team in APIA Leichhardt. It's going to be a big challenge for them, but as you said, Beautiful conditions. The pitch is looking immaculate. The crowd is rolling in. So looking forward to a big game tonight.
APIA in terrific form at the moment, on top of the NPL in New South Wales. You'd expect them to dominate proceedings here and have plenty of the ball. And it'll be a matter of how Goulburn Valley can get them on the counter-attack, soak up the pressure, as they've done in previous rounds in this competition, beating Hume 2-0 in the round 7 of this competition for Victorian qualifiers. There's no mean feat. We know how strong Hume City have been over the years, especially in the Australia Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. It won't be an easy game for APIA. If they've come here thinking it'll be an easy game, it's going to be a tough night for them. You've seen, as you said before, they've rolled Hume City in the last round 2-0 at this ground. They'll be full of confidence that they could do it again, be the giant killers again. But it's going to be a tough ask for them. They need to hang in there as long as possible, not really open themselves up too much, and just stay in this game and frustrate APIA.
Early ball forward, looking over the top for Romero. And Zalovsky clears it quickly for Goulburn Valley. Really looking forward to seeing big striker in action as he tries to chase down Nachevsky. Cool and calm, as you'd expect. Rolls it along this wonderful surface, a surface which also hosted the Joeys last year and in an international tournament. And not long after that, this ground was underwater in the floods which hit Victoria, so a lot of work done to restore this facility back into prime condition as we see it tonight.
Seems a lovely turn by Rory Jordan. He's on loan actually from the Newcastle Jets. Quality young player. Got a lot of raps on him here at APIA.
Paul Galimi's sending it back to Nachevsky. Josh Simons with the long ball now, and that one's easily cut out. APIA, as you'd expect, travelled yesterday, a long journey for them. Speaking to Franco Parisi before the game, flew in and then that 2.5-hour drive up the highway. He said he didn't want to risk travelling on the day. It is normally the case that clubs do travel on the day of the game. Just shows you how seriously the club is treating this competition. They've got a Waratah Cup final as well coming up soon. And then finals in the New South Wales Premier League, top of the table there. Controlling early ball as we anticipated. And Goulburn Valley just seem to be happy to stand off at the moment, Andrew.
Yeah, they are, and I think they just need to stay in that game as long as possible, not open themselves up. But now it's important when they do win the ball. Here's the turnover here. Exactly what they didn't want.
Chance, ball into Romero. He was lunging. Just couldn't quite make contact early. Danger signs for the home side.
Yeah, dangerous game. If you're going to defend deep and then lose the ball whilst you're deep, you always run the risk of a quick counter-attack. They've got to secure that ball. It was a lovely ball across, just out of the stretching leg of Romero. He's their main player, their main striker. He had to spell it. MacArthur as well. He was an injury replacement, I believe, for Ulysses de Villa. So he's played at a higher level. He's going to be their main threat tonight.
In the middle of the park now for APIA. Spadaccino is playing on the left-hand side. Plays it back. Simons. Back to Spadaccino. Long ball forward, and there's the other import we spoke about. Front page of the paper today, Joe Addo-Peters wins it out to the left-hand side, and chance here for the home side. The cross comes in, Nachevsky takes it easily. Promising signs, though, for Goulburn Valley. Their first foray forward. Spadaccino again. Happy to play it along the back. Simons. Now into the middle of the park. Tutu Taya. Leads it forward for Goulburn Valley. No foul called by Jack Morgan. Play on. Ball forward by Adam Gatkum. Couldn't find his target.
Yeah, nice bit of play. Goulburn Valley Suns. Nice little dummy in the middle of the field. Turned, received the 1-2. But we want to try and keep them up in this half now. APIA, they've pushed up. They haven't sat off here from the goal kick. We'll try to force APIA along.
A couple of players that they would have been relying on tonight, Goulburn Valley Suns, weren't able to be used in this competition. They are playing in the 4th tier of football here in Victoria, which means they can have 4 foreigners. So, unfortunately for Jake Brocklebank and Taku Kishida, Japanese player who plays out on the wing, were unable to be selected tonight. So down to just the 2 foreigners for them. And all 4 have been very impressive throughout the course of this season. They're sitting 5th on the NPL 3 table. And that would have been a hard conversation for the coach to have, to leave 2 of your players out. We often see it at the very highest of levels in the Champions League in Australia, when players have a certain number of foreigners that they can only choose clubs. In the Asian Champions League, similar situation here at Goulburn Valley for tonight's game.
Yeah, never an easy conversation for the coach, but gives an opportunity for players that haven't been playing to really show what they can do in such a big game. So looking forward to seeing what those replacements can do and what they offer.
6 players in this squad for Goulburn Valley that have come through the junior ranks, and we speak about player development, opportunities for young footballers, female and male in this region. This club is providing a great example. And when you look at the structure of football in Victoria, there aren't too many clubs at the NPL level, Andrew, that do play at the top level in Victoria. Goulburn Valley is one, of course, and I know at junior level they provide great competition for the clubs from Melbourne as well. Here's a great opportunity for them to get forward now inside the area. APIA have plenty of numbers back.
It's much better from the Suns, but playing up in APIA's half.
Jamie England getting involved on that occasion for Goulburn Valley. Now Gatkum looking for Curry, but his cross was short. Gatkum again. It's been busy in the last few minutes. This time his pass is wayward. Easy one for Ivan Nichevsky.
Yeah, just looking the size of Russell Curry. He's a big boy up front. It's going to be a handful for Paul Galimi and Josh Simmons at the back. If they can get those deliveries in, get in those wide areas and deliver crosses into him, I think he's going to be a real handful tonight.
Out for a throw. Don't forget, we'll be bringing you around the grounds when there are goals. 3 other games on tonight. This round of 32 of the Australia Cup. No goals at the other venues yet. Foul there on Russell Curry. And the first free kick for Goulburn Valley. Josh Simons diving in there. Apologising on his way back up. There it is, late challenge. Nowhere near the ball. And he knew the danger that the big striker presented there.
And these are the moments that Goulburn Valley Suns will be looking for. Set pieces. They got some tall timber. 2 centre-backs have come up. These are the moments they're going to have to make the most of.
Here's Gatkum. Look to put in the dangerous ball. Wasn't a bad one. Make the most of it. Wonderful grandstand out on that far side. $20 million invested by the local council. Good on them for fantastic facility. 4 pitches here used by juniors. This is a great senior facility here. The shot comes in from Gatkum. No trouble 3 numbers behind the ball there for APIA. Now they'll have to start again. To Taya. Back to Angelovski. And the offside flag goes up. So they've just settled a bit more into the contest in the last 5 minutes, the home side. APIA starting really well, but Goulburn Valley now starting to get their foot on the ball.
Yeah, slowly starting to get their confidence, starting to knock the ball around, playing more in the front half. APIA a little bit loose with some passing out. I think they can sense the crowd as well. Really starting to build, very vocal here at the stadium, so they're feeding off the energy from the crowd and slowly working their way into this game nicely.
Here's Jack Stewart. Opportunity to go forward now. Sorry, that's Rory Jordan, my mistake. Ball forward looking for Romero. And a long pass. Out for the goal kick. Things have settled down for the home side. They'll be happy now in the last few moments of this game. Starting to retain some more possession. Flicked on and a chance there, but well cleared. Talking to the APIA coach before the game, Franco Parisi, quietly confident that they could get the job done tonight, Andrew, but they know that this team will be up for the challenge, and they know they have a big month ahead of them. But he did say that he's going to start his strongest starting 11.
Yeah, he knows that it's an important game. They want to go as far as they can inside the cup, but they've also got one eye on the Waratah Cup that you mentioned before that they're in. They've got the league. They're 4 points clear at the top of the NPL table. Here we have a chance.
Yeah, a terrific chance. The challenge comes in, and it's pointed to the penalty spot. Jack Morgan goes straight to his book, and here is a penalty for APIA Leichhardt. Despite the remonstrations, he had no hesitation. Matthew Lelliott, one of the most experienced players for the Goulburn Valley Suns, over 150 games to his name, comes in with the sliding challenge, and there was no ball there, but was there a connection is the big question. He doesn't think so. Jack Armson was the player making the run, and he wins the penalty for APIA.
Yeah, on replay, I think that's a fair call. Zappers.
So Jack Stewart
inside the box,
up, full of confidence. He scored 4 on the weekend. Stewart steps up for APIA and he slots it home. Expertly taken in the bottom right-hand corner. Clinical finish, and APIA take the lead here in Shepparton.
It was a well-taken penalty. Really well-taken penalty, but you run the risk here. When you go to grounds, inside the box, you always run the risk that you're going to give away a penalty, and that's what's happened. They were just getting a foothold of the game, and now their backs against the wall, but that's a lovely finish. It's a lovely penalty to take APIA into the lead.
Well, after his goal-scoring exploits over the weekend, there was never any doubt that he would be the one to step up. APIA speak very highly of him, and he's been very good for them this season. Playing on that right wing. Can score with both feet. He scored on the weekend. Some terrific strikes on both sides of his body.
We spoke to him pre-match. He's a big fan of Archie Thompson.
He is indeed.
He couldn't wait to get a photo with him. Walked straight up to him, got a photo with Archie Thompson. So maybe get some goal-scoring tips. Well, the great man himself.
Well, he did one thing that Archie Thompson never did, and that was take a penalty. There's, mate. I'm sure I'll pay for that comment at some point. Is that right, Archie? You never took penalties?
I took one against Central Coast.
That's
Okay, I had two bites at the cherry, but it still went in.
Is that your last one? First and last? Can Goulburn Valley respond now? Had a nice little patch. Oh, here is the penalty. Reminder that APIA are now 1-0 up. An opportunity to build something again. Plenty of room here. They work the ball forward. Jack Armstrong, the man who won the penalty, found himself in plenty of space. They move it along quickly. Askew on that right-hand side, very quick. Lays it inboard. Jack Morgan sees another foul. Jack Armstrong involved in the thick of play as well there. They're going to have to be careful here. Goulburn Valley. Lilliott's already on a yellow card. There it is, a late challenge.
Really late challenge there. Got to be careful. They've got to be careful giving fouls away around the box as well. They need to keep their head, stay calm, stay in this game. There's plenty of football to be played.
Short free kick taken. Cleared away. Now another opportunity for APIA. Played into the far post. Flicked on. Well cleared by Jamie England. Had to be there. There were plenty of APIA shirts in the box. England got his work cut out for him in that midfield tonight for Goulburn Valley. Well cleared on this occasion, the home side. Not much up ahead. And a tug on the shirt there, the home crowd saw it. And Russell Curry wins the free kick. That was Paul Galimi. Knew what he was doing there, the number 3. First time in the round of 32 for Goulburn Valley Suns, of course. Had a great qualification period. About to go around the grounds now. Goal from Western United. Young man Noah Bodic, who burst on the scene last season, has opened the scoring for Western United. So Western United go 1-0 up against Edgeworth. And a terrific finish. First time by Noah Bodic. Great to see him start this campaign in a positive way. APIA move forward again. Angelovski quickly off his line. He did well to thwart the danger, then just managed to keep it inside his 18-yard area.
Yeah, he's done there. He's done well there. Angelovski came out nicely to stop that attacking threat and just managed to keep that inside his penalty box.
Vivian Monch was the one that was making the run. Here's an opportunity now, though, for Goulburn Valley. Long ball in. Looking for Russell Curry. Right idea, but the execution just wasn't on point. Declan Kinane trying to get the cross in. This is APIA's first time in the round of 32 since 2021. Another opportunity for them here. Well read. Now, Tutu Taya sees the ball over the line. Goulburn Valley.
Great run from Jack Armstrong through the middle of the field. He was found over the top. He looks a real threat coming from deep. Always hard to mark that midfield runner who makes the late run through. Like you said before, he got the penalty from making a forward run. It's going to be a real feature of APIA's game, I think, those deep runs from the midfielders.
Here's Josh Simmons. Playing defensive line tonight. Hasn't been troubled too much early. Here's Adam Gatkun with the throw in for Goulburn Valley. Wanted a free kick there. Home side, didn't get it. Addo Peters now looks ahead. There's direct Route 1 football. Almost paid off for them as well. Cleaned up by Spadacino. APIA will build from the back once more. As I was saying earlier, this is round of 32 action for the first time since 2021 for APIA. 4th time overall. And they've made it to the last 16. They've won all 3 of their previous last 16 fixtures by an aggregate score of 9-0. Sydney United is the only other member federation in the history of this competition with a better record in terms of goal difference than APIA. Free kick for the home side. Elliott too on that yellow card. Jamie England passes it out wide, and now Russell Curry hasn't had a lot of the ball. Curry coming a little bit deeper now to try and get involved in play. Opportunity on the edge of the area for Giacarini. And then they saw something that might have on the way of the home side. Jack Morgan says play on. There's the goal scorer who opened the scoring from the penalty spot. Just joined us. APIA 1-0 up thanks to Jack Stewart. Other scores tonight 0-0, apart from Western United, who have a 1-0 lead over Edgeworth. We'll continue to update you as goals go in around the grounds in this round of 32 action in the Australia Cup. Atcombe does beautifully there. It's great defending on Rory Jordan, who made a run down the left-hand side.
Yeah, it was a super piece of defending. Not an easy task coming one-on-one against Rory Jordan. He's done really well there, but you can see APIA Leichhardt starting to move the ball around nicely now, starting to really settle into the game. They know they got the lead.
Here's Jordan again. He tries a shot from a distance. Didn't quite have enough bend on it.
Starting to push numbers forward. Really starting to cause a few problems for Golden Valley Suns. He's tried to shape that to the far corner. Just couldn't get the execution right, but it was the right idea, trying to bend it into that far post.
Jordan on loan from the Newcastle Jets. He has got some experience training at that A-League level. I know there's a player that Franco Parisi was talking about pre-game as well that we're looking forward to seeing perhaps off the bench tonight. Themba Watamalo starting on the bench tonight, the number 15, but in his opinion, Andrew, he could be playing A-League, should be playing A-League football.
Yeah, really big raps on him. I'm hoping to see a little bit of him tonight. Probably won't as a centre-back, but yeah, really big raps from Coach Franco Parisi. Said he could comfortably play A-League, so wonder if there's some A-League scouts needing a centre-back. Maybe they can look at APIA Leichhardt to fill that role.
opportunity now for APIA down the right-hand side. The ball comes in to the central area for Armson. Their numbers back now. Gatcombe clears his lines.
Other way.
It's going to be a long night at the office for Russell Curry. Every time he goes near the ball, there are 2 or 3 APIA players surrounding his Stewart. A terrific run forward now, creating another opportunity here. Romero puts the ball in. Jordan with the shot. Rory Jordan's shot was on target. It took a deflection, and that was goal bound.
Yeah, Adam Capcom, he's done really well here. Good ball into the box. He's taken a half volley. Really important block that. Kept his team in it.
Corner kick for APIA. Well taken too, as a terrific delivery. It's buzzed in and Josh Simmons couldn't get it on target. Another great opportunity for APIA Leichhardt, who look to make it very difficult if they get a second for Goulburn Valley. Touched on it briefly in the pre-game, Andrew, but this region over the years provided a great opportunity for so many new Australians, and we've seen most recently the Quoll family, and talking to people at the club, they have such a great standing in this community and so well respected, the Quoll family, a big family, and they came to this club and were given an opportunity to play football. And it was great to hear the comments of Jackie Stoyanovsky, who does a great job here at the club, that Garang and Alu would play 3 or 4 games every weekend, and Alu would jump in goals sometimes when he was needed. And they're much-loved family and footballers from this region who are now playing on the global stage, which is great to see.
Yeah, beautiful stories. Always, throughout the Cup, beautiful stories emerge, and that's one here in the regional area of Shepparton. Players that have gone on to play for Australia on the big stage, go overseas and play. But it's such a community out here. You know, everyone feels so loved, everyone's so close. So some great stories coming out of that. Alu Quoll, when he was here in 2019, actually scored 22 goals in 26 games. So you can tell he had a lot of talent very early on, and he's gone on to do some really, really good things.
All right, let's go around the grounds again. We've got another goal at Western United v Edgeworth, and Western United have extended their advantage. Michael Roos now scoring the second for Western United on the counter-attack. And Edgeworth being caught out there. That's going to make it very difficult for Edgeworth to come back from there. Michael Roos, the latest goal scorer. Noah Botic opening the scoring for Western United. Your former side, Andrew Durante. Most teams in the A-League are your former side. Played for a few of them. No, only kidding. A great start for John Aloisi and his side.
Yeah, and great to see 2 youngsters on the score sheet. Noah Botic, Michael Roos, 2 of the younger players starting up front. Lovely goal there, counter-attack, done really quickly.
Let's bring you around the grounds again. It's 1-0 here as APIA have the lead, and
Half an hour. It is
might be a long
proving
night
so.
for Edgeworth in northern New South Wales, because Western United have quickly added a third. And Lockie Wales is the player who gets his name on the score sheet. Player who spent a lot of time on the Central Coast. Lockie Wales ducking in, and on the far post, an easy tap in for him. So all at sea at the moment, Edgeworth in defence, Western United. A terrific start to that contest in the round of 32, and they have pretty much booked themselves a place in the round of 16. Going to be difficult for Edgeworth from here. Let's head down to the sideline now. The mayor of everywhere is down on the sideline, rugged up and soaking in the atmosphere. Archie Thompson, a terrific night for Shepparton.
Yeah, it's beautiful, mate. And I'm still a little bit dirty on you about that penalty comment. But, look, yeah, fantastic night. Unfortunately for Goulburn, the cop a goal so early. A little bit disappointing in the way they did it too. But just on Jack Stewart, he's a teacher. And that allows him to maybe do the training because he has ambitions of one day maybe playing A-League football. And tell you what, if he keeps banging in the goals like he does, scouts will be looking out.
He's looking very sharp early. Thank you, Archie. Well, he scored a lot more penalties than I did, Archie Thompson.
And
about you, Jim? You scored many?
I've scored one in a penalty shootout.
Very good.
I'm on the same as Archie then.
APIA looking to add to their advantage. Well, as long as this scoreline remains, the home side, whilst they've been outplayed, Andrew, will believe that they're still well in this contest.
Yeah, it's really important that they don't get too frustrated. You can see here, tangle the bodies. They can stay relaxed, they can stay calm, stay in this game and not do anything rash, stay on their feet around the box, not give away silly free kicks. Then the longer the game goes on, they'll believe they've still got a chance. But if they start, bit of a
that is one serious challenge from Adam Gatcombe. There was no yellow card there. Have I missed something? He's been very generous. I think Jack
Very
Morgan
generous.
there was arms, shoulders, legs, and he flew into the air like a rugby tackle. Ball played into the far post, whipped in. No yellow card. Gatcombe would count his lucky stars that he's not in Jack Morgan's book after that challenge on Rory Jordan. Played back by Jamie England. Angelovski with the clearance. Speaking of local heroes, I touched on the Quoll family, but Courtney Vine spent some time in her very early years in Shepparton. The current Matilda, great to see the Matildas represented from this region as well. As Jack Morgan pulls up play again, some heavy challenges starting to fly in. This time there is a yellow card. Addo Peters.
Yeah, he's lost control of the ball, gone in a little bit late.
And Adam Chino still rubbing that head of his.
He's felt the full brunt of that one. He's a big boy, Adu Peters, coming through like a steam train. Wouldn't have been nice.
Yeah, there he is. Chino. Strong boy himself, but he felt that one. There's a handball there, almost disguised perfectly.
It's a couple players now in the back line on yellow cards. They need to be careful. They don't want to be giving away too many silly fouls. They run the risk that one mistimed tackle, they'll be off the park. So they've got to be really sensible now.
Chance now for Goulburn Valley to retain some possession. Home side haven't had a lot of it. Darcy Pawlik passes it back. Good for them to get a few touches here and start to build play from the back. Taya. Angelovski goes to his left. And Peters under pressure here. Does very well, the Englishman. 6'7" of him and great control. Passes the ball forward to Curry. Can he get around his marking? He can't. And that was some promising play from the home side. And it's very willing as well. They're up for the occasion, Goulburn Valley. They know they're still in this contest. All given away straight back to the home side, and here's another chance. Leichhardt. He guides his pass. Simmons. Uchino. Now Jordan back to the keeper, Nichevsky. Uchino, quick ball. Hit it along nicely. Well, one back in the midfield for the home side. Paulik. Now Curry. This is promising. Nash turns it over there. And now a chance on the counter-attack. It's 2v2, the goal scorer. Stewart, can he get around his marker? Addo Peters, he can't. Addo Peters puts his body in the way. A great tussle between those two. They've been in the thick of the action. Addo Peters and Stewart in this first half, and Addo Peters, the big central defender, wins that one.
Yeah, super tussle. He was a big boy at the back, used his body really well. A little bit overzealous from Stewart, but great little battle going on there with those two. It's a real handful, that Addo Peters. He's not going to take a backward step from anyone.
Curry wins the high ball. Giaccherini plays it forward. Ball goes out for a throw into the home side. So a nice little period here for Goulburn Valley Suns. Work their way back into the contest. And I dare say that if they were to go into the sheds 1-0 at half-time, Craig Carley wouldn't be too displeased. They put themselves in a decent position to challenge APIA in the second half, and that's probably going to be their focus for the next period of time till we get to that half-time whistle.
Yeah, and that's another yellow card. I think it was for Adam Gatcombe, coming in really late.
Well, Gatcombe was on his last chance, wasn't he? He should have got one for a few minutes earlier. And there he is with another late challenge. I'm sure Jack Morgan warned him after that rugby challenge a few minutes earlier. Geez, they're flying in, these challenges. They're going to have to be very careful, otherwise they'll be down to 10 men before too long. Here's an opportunity now for APIA from the left-hand side. The cross is floated in by Sparacino. Just a bit too heavy. He's been everywhere, Gatcombe.
Yeah, Goulburn Valley just need to try and get a hold of the ball. Try and keep the ball a little bit. Lovely turn here.
That's well done by Leichhardt, who is another one on a yellow card.
But they're going really direct up to Curry, and Curry's so isolated. He's normally got 2 or 3 players around him from the opposition, so he's finding it really hard to bring other players into the play. But if they can get up there and support him quickly, when that ball does go long, then they've got a chance of building the play. But they can't just go long and leave him isolated one-on-one or 1v3 at times. It's going to be a long night for him.
Here's a chance with a shot on goal. It's tipped over the bar by Ivan Nichevsky. It was on target. And it was James Leichhardt on that occasion who found some space and put in a decent effort on goal.
Yeah, he's been found really well there by Paulik. He was just a little bit off balance as he was going to take that strike, but Nichevsky's done well to tip it over.
Best chance of the evening for the Goulburn Valley Suns. There is life in this side. Long ball played forward. Calling for the offside. It's too long in the end for Stewart anyway. And all of a sudden, some hope here in Shepparton. Some space to work with. Pauling. Matthew Leichhardt. Hitting it now for Gatcombe. Throw. have another opportunity. Some promising signs. Long ball, quickly played forward, well read. Another chance here with a shot on Ivan Nichevsky's goal. Did it take a deflection? No, says Jack Morgan. Giaccherini it was on that occasion. One of the local products, Brandon Giaccherini, at the club since the under-12s. Played NPL football as a junior here, and a wonderful story. You can play for your junior club and then represent them on the national stage on an occasion like this evening. Brandon Giaccherini wearing the number 9 shirt this evening. Well intercepted again, and now here's a chance. McCurry, oh, the touch, just a little heavy. That was a very promising opening once again. Morgan goes over to the big striker and has a chat and says, yeah, I know you lost the ball, but no need to make that late challenge, and be careful, because if you do next time, you might go into the book.
It was a great opportunity. APIA a little bit asleep at the back. They left a really big gap for him. His touches let him down. If he could have taken his touch forward, he would have been one-on-one. Really good moment. They've had a few good moments of late, starting to really get into it.
Russell Curry, 24 goals to his name this season. He is the leading scorer in the NPL 3 competition across Victoria. Another opportunity here. Well, Elliott, he plays it for Curry. Can he get there first? He can't. That's good defending for Galimi. Sees off the danger. They're under the pressure. Cooker here a little bit, APIA, as we approach the closing stages of this first half here in Shepparton. Tutu Taya plays it over to Addo Peters. And they're controlling the tempo a little more in this last 15 minutes, Andrew.
They are. They're starting to get a foot on the ball, move it, starting to find a bit more space in that midfield. And of the last 5 minutes, they've had the better chances, the better opportunities. They've pinned APIA in their half. They're on the front foot. It's been a very promising last 5 to 10 minutes.
Here's Curry again in some space. Tried to get around his marker. Galimi again done a great job standing and reading the play. Curry, 3 to beat this time. The numbers win out. Pressure continues, and this time the shot from the right back. Well wide of the mark. Adam Gatcomb has been in everything in this first half.
He has been, and that's just another sign of how Goulburn Valley Suns are on the front foot. Okay, the end product wasn't there, and it was a bit of a rash shot, but the way that he stepped forward into that ball, they're on the front foot. They're not waiting for APIA to get the ball and then reacting. They're really putting some good pressure on them at the moment.
Perfectly still night here. John McEwen Reserve in Shepparton. Perfect conditions for football. Great pitch, surface to play on. APIA were commenting how wonderful the facilities are here. And it's showed in the football that's been produced in this first 45 minutes. Entertaining affair. One we thought might be one-sided given disparity between these two clubs. One playing in the top tier of New South Wales football, the other in the 4th tier of Victorian football. Not a lot between them in this first half.
Yeah, you're worried after the penalty went in that maybe it was going to be a one-team show, but they've actually really done well to regain composure. There's been some rash challenges going in, but the intent's there. You can see they're up for it. It's not going to be an easy game for APIA. Maybe they thought it might have been after that penalty went in, but it's been anything but that.
And the physical nature, certainly something APIA had to cope with. On the stroke of half-time, here's there an opportunity here. Ball played across and almost cleared too close to the goal. Gregory Nash with the final touch. Ball played by Jack Armson, and for APIA, it was a great opening for them. And they'll get one more opportunity with the corner just before the stroke of half-time. Angelovski, one more job to do for that half-time break. And APIA extend their lead. Ball played into a dangerous area. Angelovski comes, he misses it. This ball's still loose. Jack Morgan sees enough, and he blows the whistle to signal an end to a very entertaining first 45 here at Jack McEwen Reserve. A goal from the penalty spot, thanks to Jack Stewart, separates these two sides. But the home side have plenty to talk about and plenty to be pleased about as they head into the sheds. Half-time here in this round of 32 clash. It's Goulburn Valley Suns 0, APIA Leichhardt 1.
So it is the team that sits top of the New South Wales NPL side, APIA Leichhardt, in the lead against the Goulburn Valley Suns. We are off to a short break. We'll be back. We'll wrap up all of the other results from around the grounds as I sit at half-time alongside Andy Harper and Alex Brost. Don't go anywhere. It is the Australia Cup round of 32. Round of 32. Which of these sides, will it be Goulburn Valley Suns or APIA Leichhardt, book their spot into the round of 16? It all goes on the line tonight at John McEwen Reserve in Shepparton Regional, Victoria, where the NPL 3 side, which is Goulburn Valley Suns, is daring to dream against the side that sits top of the New South Wales NPL ladder in APIA Leichhardt. Welcome back, Tara Rushton. Great to have your company. We're going to give you all the highlights from that and our other fixtures, of course, and we are gearing up for Floreat v the Western Sydney Wanderers. That one kicks off in WA at 8:30. Welcome back to Andy Harper and Alex Brosk as well. What have you made of the opening 45, Brosky, in what we've seen? APIA in the lead. We're going to take a look at the highlights in a moment. It was a penalty that separated it, but for Goulburn, it just took them a little while to find their feet in the game. Yeah, it did. And look, in the meantime, I think they took a very physical approach to try and get, keep themselves in the match, because APIA were controlling the ball, moving it around a bit, and I think they wanted to stamp a bit of authority to let them know that they're in a tough match. And APIA know it now if they didn't before, because, the 1-0, they probably thought they were going to kick on from there, but I think that's where the Suns have actually stepped up and started to have some opportunities themselves. Yeah, I think they've been terrific. They get into the sheds at half-time. They're just down by the goal. They've got a raucous crowd behind them. It was a muscular performance from them. And the nature of the goal that was conceded, a penalty, that you don't like conceding goals, but Broski at half-time, you can almost hear the Goulburn Valley players from here saying it was just a penalty that's got us. We can hang in here. There's no question that they're looking for the physical edge just to try and unsettle APIA, and you have to say it's paid some sort of dividend. They're still within striking distance, which is fantastic when you consider the disparity in the competitions in which they play. This clear is the penalty, though. Yes, absolutely. Jack Armson, who won the penalty. Matt Lelliot there sliding in with that challenge. That was a clear penalty, right, Broski? Yeah, it was. Look, it's good feet to set up the opportunity, and while he doesn't really make contact with him, the sliding there denies him the opportunity of having a go on goal, and he did well to do it. And then the penalty itself sends a keeper the wrong way, which is always a great thing. And they got off to a great start, 1-0. And like I said, they probably assumed that they were going to go on from there, and that's where that complacency that we spoke about in the first half can creep in. You think you're 1-0 up, that the other team's just going to crumble and fall away, but it did the opposite. It lifted the home side, the crowd got behind them as well, and they had a couple of chances of their own. But I think 1-0, both sides will probably be happy with that. APIA Leichhardt, they're a pretty well-oiled machine. They're looking very good when it comes to what they're doing in the New South Wales NPL. Rory Jordan, he had a really good opportunity as well on loan from the Newcastle Jets to make it 2-0. They've had their fair share of opportunities, and you could see, I guess, their class, that edge in the first 25 minutes or so, Harps. Well, certainly, and you'd expect that there'd be this point of differentiation from top of the NPL in New South Wales to the fourth, 3 tiers below, NPL 3 in Victoria. But that aside, really, Goulburn Valley will be really happy with where things sit. Obviously most of the footballs come from APIA, it's to be expected. They got some really quality players. Jack Armson to win that penalty was a beautiful move. Josh Simons at the back is a very elegant player. Actually, I was talking with Broski about him, just losing the ball here right on cue for APIA in the sky blue, but different sort of register. But it reminds me a lot of one of the most talented players ever in Australia, Ange Costanzo, very, very graceful type player. So APIA have got these guys, part of the reason why they're leading the New South Wales comp. But, if you're Goulburn Valley, honestly, you're thinking, this has almost exceeded our expectations. To still be this close, I know they'll say we believe we can do it, and they must believe they can do it. But the fact that they're this close, 45 minutes in, and they can be very, very proud of how they've knocked APIA off their stride. Now, whether they can maintain that for the next 45 minutes, maybe get a bounce to the ball or two and shock them for a goal. Geez, wouldn't that put APIA back on their heels? Do you see it happening? We saw James Elliott with a shot on target there. It came pretty close for them too. They will believe that they can do it. They did it against Hume City to get them to the round of 32. It was a big barnstorming run, as we spoke about this pre-game. What are they going to have to do in the second half then, Broski? Oh, look, just stay in the game. I think if it does get out to 2-0, that's going to be beyond their reach. But if they stay in the game, if they keep that physical sort of nature or style of play that they've got, that'll start to rattle Leichhardt, I think. And the longer it stays 1-0, the more frustrated Leichhardt get as well. So I just think stay in the game, keep physical, and just wait for your opportunities, because they will get some. Edgeworth, looking at the Hunter region, it is Western United against the Edgeworth Eagles, and Harps. Western United, they're cruising at the moment. It's 3-0 in this one. Yeah, this one's a lot less
easy to be positive about for Edgeworth. They looked pretty frail from the start, actually, from what we were watching. And Western United, Broski said it pre-game, they've got a big point to prove after winning the championship year before last, and they really struggled this time last year. So they're a remodelled outfit, playing pretty much at full strength from what we can make out. Noah Bodic in great form, and Edgeworth, they'll be doing well to avoid a big score deficit here in the second half. They've been chasing shadows most of the night. They've had a couple of chances, but really, Western United have got complete control, and they look pretty brittle to Edgeworth, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, Noah Bodic, Michael Roos and Lockie Wales, absolutely, I bumped into the boys from Western United, and they said they were feeling pretty good about the start of the season because obviously last season there were players coming and going. They didn't play finals, so they almost felt like the season was done and dusted, and they were still in it, and they were just waiting for it to be done to start this new season. Of course, new players are still yet to come and join Johnny Aloisi's men as well. Gold Coast Knights and Devonport City, it's 0-0 there, and of course we are gearing up for the action between Floriat and the Western Sydney Wanderers. That one kicks off at 8:30. We'll keep you across, I should say, all of the action across Australia in all of our 4 games, as I spoke to you earlier about Floriat Athena and the Western Sydney Wanderers. You can see them there in WA. Kick off just now. And looking at this Wanderers side, so Floriat Athena, they're right on the precipice of being relegated over in the Western Australian League over there. They sit top. Well, they actually sit second bottom of their table. And the Western Sydney Wanderers, they've had a host of changes when it comes to their personnel, but we're seeing 5 players make their Western Sydney Wanderers debut in the Australia Cup tonight, with Piraeus, Lockie Brooks, Jack Clisbury, Josh Brillante as well. So they've got a lot of fresh faces, Alex Brosk, when you look at what this Western Sydney Wanderers side could potentially do.
Look, it's an exciting chapter for them. I think, like I said earlier, off the back of the season they had last year, they've got a lot to build on, and bringing in someone like Brillante, he adds a bit of toughness to that midfield. They had some wonderful creative players who could get the ball from defence and change angles, get in good areas and provide good service to the attack. But I think a natural ball winner, someone who can break up play and ruffle the number 10s of the opposition. I think that's probably an area that they lacked last year. So someone like Brillante comes in and they've lost a lot of players. So this is somewhat of a rebuild for them. A lot of foreigners have gone. Marcelo stays. So, look, I think it is an exciting time for the Wanderers, and we get to see, where they're at already this year.
It'd be great to see Josh as well back to the form that we know he has in his locker. It was a tough season for him last season. Let's head back out to Jack McEwen Reserve. Archie Thompson, I believe, has found a couple of friends. Of course he has. Archie, how are you enjoying it?
Hey Taj, yeah, it's fantastic. I've got some players on my left, but I've got some die-hard fans on my right. Now, girls, where have you travelled from to come watch this game?
I travelled from Geelong and picked Sophie up in Melbourne.
I came from Melbourne.
Now, why would you travel that far to come? I mean, not why. I mean, well, yes, why would you travel to come watch this game so far?
We just love the Gardens, We've been watching since they started in 2014 and, yeah, never stopped.
And you were on TV just recently with the Matildas, yeah?
Yeah, I was front row watching.
Okay, enough of the girls. Boys, ASAP. Now, you just told me now that you know Karan Kual, right?
Yeah, it's my long-time friend. So, yeah, known him for ages.
And, boys, if you're the coach in the rooms right now, what would you be saying to the players?
I just need to lift more. Need to be a bit more composed on the ball, I reckon. Just clipping it long too much.
Okay, that's beautifully said. And where'd you get your haircut from?
Tommy over there.
Okay, I'm staying away from Tommy. Anyone last message to the people at home?
Nah, shout out to my dad. Hey.
What about the boys out there? What are you going to say?
Oh, up the guns.
Up the guns. Come on, up the guns. Thanks, Tars.
Love your work. Tommy, don't run with scissors, mate. It's a very dangerous activity to participate in your spare time. So, team, up the guns, as you could hear it there. The fans have travelled from all over to see their side play in Shepparton. What'll be the message at halftime, team? What do you think? I know the fans are saying they were just, lobbing the ball long and just hitting and hoping in many ways. But what do you want to see, Harps?
Well, one thing that's impressed me is sometimes the guys more part-time than the further you go down the leagues, the more part-time the players are, and fitness can be an issue. I don't think you can say that about this Goulburn Valley team. They look really fit for guys coming out of NPL3 Victoria. I can't actually see their physical output waning. It's whether Broski they can stay compact enough and stay focused enough on the physical part of the game just to keep the score within reach, and then a bounce of the ball and things could change their way.
Exactly right. I mean, we haven't noticed the disparity between an NPL side and an NPL3 side in this game at all. I mean, APIA have controlled a game just as we see them do week to week in the NPL here in New South Wales. So, but I think the Suns players are putting up a fantastic fight at the moment. I think this half-time probably came at a good time for them, where they get to regroup and get some positive messages into them. Understand that they're only a penalty off this game at the moment, and at any moment, like you said earlier, the bounce of the ball, something goes their way, and they're back in the game. So we'll see how they go.
See how they go. They're doing a roaring trade at the canteen. That's what I'm going to say. It's the donuts and the hot drinks. It's a cold one out there. There has been a goal scored, Lockie Brooks, in the game between Florida Athena and the Western Sydney Wanderers. So you can catch that. Oh, you're going to catch it right now. Here it is. So this game kicked off only 2 minutes ago. The Wanderers with a host of changes, and one of their new players who gets himself on the score sheet right there against Florida Athena, who have been struggling in their league. They sit on the precipice of being relegated. Well, let's get back to the action between Goulburn Valley Suns and APIA Leichhardt. What can Goulburn Valley do? It's back to your commentators, Angie Durante and Michael Zapponi.
Thanks very much, Tara. We spoke about some of the great products that have come out of Shepparton over the years, and a couple of others that were brought to my attention at halftime. I should remember this one, Vinny Leah, who of course played at Melbourne Victory and represented Australia at under 17, under 20 and under 23 level. Grew up in Shepparton, played his junior football here. And Robbie Ennis, of course, played at Marconi in the National Soccer League days and also represented the Socceroos on 7 occasions. So it's not just the Quolls that have forged a path from Shepparton. You would have played plenty of football with Vinny Lee in your day, Andrew.
Played plenty of football in Wellington Phoenix with Vinny Lee. About 8 years, I think we played together.
Still playing, Vinny Leah with the Essendon Royals against the Goulburn Valley Suns in the same competition in NPL3. So Vinny Leah still looks as fit as he did when he was playing at the Wellington Phoenix. I saw him a few weeks ago. We're all set for the commencement of the second half. And Goulburn Valley still well and truly in this contest. A nice fight back from them after conceding a penalty, and they go forward immediately with Giacorini tries to keep the ball in play by cutting it back, and Ivan Acheski read the danger quickly. A very promising first play from the home side. APIA looked to respond immediately. Rory Jordan couldn't get past his marker. Now Russell Curry wins the ball on the halfway line for Goulburn Valley. Home crowd liked what they saw after conceding that penalty. Great atmosphere here at John McEwen Reserve. Oh, great to see all the junior footballers here as well. Here they are, beating the drums. Biggest occasion that's been described in the history of this club. Formed in 2014 when they joined the NPL competition here in Victoria. A couple of big names joined them in that first season as well. Simon Colosimo, Christian Sarkis, Norm Sikolovsky in that first season. All former A-League players of distinction. However, they were relegated in their first season. Daniel Heffernan's also played for this club back in 2016 and former Central Coast Mariner. As APIA win. Free kick on the halfway line. They're now going to have to be very careful. We spoke about this in the first half, and the crew in the studio also touched on it at half-time, Andrew. There's only so much of this physicality that Jack Morgan's going to be able to manage before the yellow cards start to come out again.
Yeah, they need to be really careful, but the intent is good. The intent is to make it difficult.
Uchino plays the ball quickly across. Jordan headed away. Clearance was only half cleared. Another opportunity for Jordan. Great quick feet. wanted the foul. Jack Morgan, the referee, said play on. Nice movement of the ball by APIA.
Yeah, some nervy moments just then.
Here's Uchino. Now Monge. He's the goal scorer. Sitting on the left-hand side to Monge. Monge loses it. Now an opportunity for Goulburn Valley. Well played in the path. Russell Curry asking a lot of the big striker there. It was called back though for a foul.
Yeah, some real last-ditch defending just before. So
There
that,
it
as you
is.
can see, tangle of legs and legs sticking out everywhere. Got to be really, really careful defending like that.
Rory Jordan looking dangerous on the edge of the area there. Nato Peters with the ball to Curry, can't win it. APIA look to counter through Jack Stewart. Nato Peters read it well. Ball comes back. Now an opportunity for APIA. On the left-hand side. Armson couldn't get that final touch away. Mero had a good opportunity too. Here's Monge.
They defended that situation really well. Zappers, they got bodies behind the ball. They made sure everyone got back in and did their job really quickly. APIA starting to control the game, but they're getting the numbers back. Goulburn Valley Suns.
Played into the far post by Jason Ramiro, who looks dangerous every time he goes near the ball. That time his cross couldn't find the target. APIA applying the pressure early stages here. Armson. Now Ramiro with a chance. Miss-hit it. That shot straight on target was sweetly struck by Dakota Askew. Beautifully hit from outside the area. And Jake Angelovski had to be on his game, and he was.
It's actually a really well-worked move. Starting from the midfield with Uchino, who found a lovely slip ball, who then slipped it into Jordan. Romero had a bit of an air swing, but fell nicely for the return shot. It's a great save.
Beautifully hit by Askew. They get another opportunity here. From the corner, cleared away. Now the captain, Adrian Uchino, sends it out wide. Header this time is over the crossbar. So promising start for APIA in this second half as they look to extend their advantage. Let's have a look around the grounds now as we head over to the Gold Coast. And it's the Gold Coast Knights who take the advantage. Austin Ludwig providing the advantage for the home side over Devonport. So it's Gold Coast 1, Devonport 0. Imagine it's a few degrees warmer on the Gold Coast than it is here in Shepparton. Andrew Durante.
It was such a beautiful day today, but it's dropped about 10 degrees.
That's what the clear skies do here in the middle of Victoria. You get down to 0 tonight. Close enough. Is there a handball there? The blindsided Jack Morgan. The assistants kept their flags down. Lelliot looks for Curry. And APIA will have the chance to build from the back. Some nice opportunities created by Franco Parisi's side in the first few minutes of this second half. Goulburn Valley doing well to hold them at bay. Just the one goal, the margin. And Jalovski Quick off his line to read that one. Throw in one for the home side in front. This boisterous crowd. Craig Carley, the coach, looking on. Played with the club in their inaugural season as well in 2014. Was player coach last season and took up a full-time coaching role this year in NPL 3, where they were challenging to be promoted, currently 5th.
Yeah, not an easy league. It's up as NPL 3, some good teams there. Melbourne Victory have their academy team in there. They're just going to get promoted. George Cross, Sunshine George Cross will be promoted as well.
Another great name from Australian football, former NSL club, Sunshine George Cross.
Kevin Muscat used to play for them.
He did indeed. Paul Trimboli made his NSL debut at Sunshine George Cross, I think as a 16-year-old. Some great names have traversed that club through the years. Good to see them being promoted. Home side look to respond. Giaccarini making the run down the right wing still. Giaccarini tries. Now the shot from outside the area was worth an effort from there. Jamie England, I think it was, with the final touch. That was Lelliot. Matthew Lelliot, who's to watch himself because he is on the yellow card. Wins the header, Elliott, on that occasion. All right, APIA looking to move forward again. We've got another goal around the grounds. And Western United it is, who have added to their tally. They now lead 4-0 against the Edgeworth Eagles. And here it is. Second half commences there. Getting into a tangle, and it's a wonderful finish. That's gone in from Lockie Wales. A very tight angle.
The keeper won't want to see that one again. Here we go here.
Here's a chance now. Oh, the offside flag does go up. As we return to play here in Shepparton. Tututea has done a great job at the centre of defence tonight. He's had plenty of work. Alongside Joseph Adu-Peters. Haven't conceded from open play, of course. APIA scoring early in this game via the penalty spot. The longer this stays 1-0, the longer they'll fancy themselves to push for an equaliser. APIA trying to put the game to bed. This is Stewart with the header. Wasn't too far away. It was whipped in the cross. It was a terrific header in the end. Ramiro wasn't too far at all. Centimetres from the second.
This is a huge chance. Just wide of the post. He made really good contact with it, got up well. Just couldn't direct it in the right direction.
Jack Stewart showing his versatility on the wing, making a great run and whipping a terrific ball in for Ramiro. Here it is again, ball for Ramiro. Elliott has been in everything tonight. Peters sweeps it up. Looks ahead, not much in the offing. Elliott's header wayward. And now Armson. An opportunity here for APIA once more. On the edge of the area. The ball teed up and the shot from Fabian Monge straight into the arms of Jake Angelovski. Not enough pepper on that one.
Yeah, APIA starting to turn the screws now, really. You can see here the chance. Through legs, he's done well, the keeper. But APIA really starting to assert their dominance now. Really starting to drum up a few good chances. Goulburn Valley have to stay disciplined. They have to keep their structure. Try to minimise the chances that they're giving at the moment. They need to keep the ball. Very loose with the ball. They're going to constantly be on the back foot defending.
Rory Jordan, who plays it forward for Stewart. Or Stewart manages to get a touch in there. Angelovski came from his line very far. Tutaya clears the danger. We've got another goal around the grounds. Western Sydney Wanderers fans will be happy because Lachlan Brook has added to his tally and has doubled the lead for Western Sydney Wanderers. Florida Athena, the home side, going down 2-0 after 18 minutes. As we take a look at the goal moments ago, there it is. First time finish from the new signing, which will please Marco Redan, no doubt. A great start for his side as well. So the two A-League men's teams tonight commencing their round of 32 Australia Cup commitments in very convincing fashion. Western United 4-0 up at the moment against Edgeworth, and Western Sydney, as you saw, 2-0 leaders in that game in Perth against Florian. Here's an opportunity now for APIA. Terrific feet and wonderfully left for Ramiro. And Ramiro scores the second for APIA. That was a wonderfully worked goal by APIA Leichhardt. And Jason Ramiro, the US import, he had a spell in the A-League with the MacArthur Bulls last season and expertly finished that one. He had a chance just moments ago. He made no mistake this time round.
Yeah, it was coming, wasn't it? Lovely play by Rory Jordan. And a super finish by Jason Romero. Not sure who that was in the middle that left it, but very, very clever just to let that ball run past him into the path of Jason Romero, and he made no mistake.
So they were providing plenty of resistance, Goulburn Valley Suns, but that one there doubles the lead and make it very difficult now to mount a comeback from here against quality opposition.
Yeah, and you can't say it wasn't coming. They had some chances just before that goal. Like I said, they were really starting to turn the screws on Goulburn Valley, and they finally got their moment to take a 2-0 lead.
I spoke about Rory Jordan in the first half. Has spent some time at the Newcastle Jets. He was wonderful the way he worked the ball down the left-hand side and quick feet, got around his opponent and really set up that goal.
Yeah, beautiful feet. Really direct when he gets the ball. Great balance. Looks like a fantastic young player.
APIA looking for a third. We do have a third around the grounds for Western Sydney Wanderers. Lightning start for Marco Redan's side, and it's a Socceroo who's joined the party. Brandon Borello, who featured for Graham Arnold's side in the Socceroos' most recent international in Beijing against China. Against Argentina in Beijing, I should say. And Borello makes it 3. No doubt he'll be looking forward to a strong pre-season with the Socceroos in action in a few weeks' time against Mexico in Dallas. And another couple of fixtures for the Socceroos as well in October. They head to Wembley to play England, and then a few days after that against New Zealand. So a busy period for the national teams, of course. And the World Cup qualifiers commence for the Socceroos in November. Here's the goal, the second for APIA.
Yeah, and young Rory Jordan's just been given an early mark. Sean Simmons is on. Franco Parisi's seen enough from his youngster. Big game, as we spoke about, coming up on the weekend. They've got a big month ahead of him of football. So you might see Parisi start to empty his bench a little
Here's
bit.
another chance for the goal scorer, and he doubles his tally. And that's 3 now for APIA in quick succession. Jason Ramiro gets a brace. And APIA Leichhardt put this one to bed. 3-0 here in Shepparton.
Yeah, it's lovely feed inside the box. There's lots of bodies in and around him, and he's just managed to squeeze that in down to the keeper's right. But he's just jinked his way through here and slotted it beautifully into the bottom corner.
So substitution for Goulburn Valley, another substitution. You see Harun Akhtas come onto the park. And Elijah Brooker as well entering the fray. Great story in our pre-game show. If you missed it, you can catch it on the 10 Football Socials, featuring Harun Akhtas, who runs the local kebab shop here in Shepparton. I'm sure they'll do a great trade tonight after the game. APIA now continuing to press. 3-0. They want more. And I suppose, Andrew, this is where the difference in the calibre of team that's on the park. We spoke about the disparity, NPL 3 in Victoria versus NPL top tier in New South Wales. It was evenly matched at half-time, but this is now proving really difficult for the home side, Goulburn Valley, to match it with APIA.
Yeah, it's always going to be a difficult challenge. We're talking about a team top of the table in NPL 1 in New South Wales versus third division in Victoria. So it was always going to be a big challenge. And individual quality always comes to the fore, and you've seen Romero, he's always in the right place. He's got lovely feet, and he's been the difference tonight. Players like Rory Jordan, they've really stood out and just shown that they're a cut above.
APIA in control now. This is Askew. Stewart moving the ball quickly and with precision now, APIA. Nash, Goulburn Valley, Curry, Akhtas, his first touch as well. Louis Peters misguides his pass. Dakota Askew for APIA. Adrian Uccino, the captain. Just for the sweeping, long-ranging ball. Goulburn Valley managed to clear it on that occasion. Matthew Lelliott to his central defender, Taya. That's well read by Askew again. Life difficult now for the home side. Stewart, school teacher.
School teacher.
Uccino. Lost position. So a rare opportunity here at the other end as the crowd rises and work the ball forward. Russell Curry, his eyes lit up. Andrew Durante hasn't had too many chances tonight.
He hasn't. He's been feeding off crumbs, and that was one good moment for him. He used his body really well to get in front of the first defender, but just couldn't work his way past the second defender here. So he uses his body so strong, tries to cut back inside, but it's really good defending, and he's had to feed off those moments all night.
Zuccino. Now Jack Stewart. He scored the first goal for APIA tonight. He might have another opportunity here. Well played. Can he keep the ball in play? He can. Loops it up to the back post. Well defended. Ramiro. Can he get a hat-trick? It wasn't too far away. He's claiming it took a touch, and Jack Morgan agrees. It will be a corner kick for APIA as they look to add a fourth. And what a patch this has been from Jason Ramiro.
Yeah, such a handful. Again, a lovely little swivel to make the room for himself. He's turned, he's gone for the roof of the net. It's a good save, but he's been a real handful inside that box. He really comes to life inside that 18-yard box. You can see his quality. He's hungry to score. Great goal scorer.
Well done by the keeper, Angelovski, in heavy traffic. Clears the danger momentarily. And the header is wide of the mark. Ramiro certainly showed us that he can play at that level, A-League, with that spell at MacArthur. I suppose disadvantage from his point of view, Andrew, is he does take up a visa spot, so you really have to be an outstanding prospect, take up one of those international spots on an A-League roster.
Yeah, never easy for a foreigner. They've got to be head and shoulders above what there currently is in that squad. So it always makes it difficult, but clearly you can see his quality.
Here's Chino. Breaks down Giaccherini. Can't get past his marker to retain possession. Jack Armson's been another one who's been impressive tonight for APIA Leichhardt from the midfield. Has 15 goals to his name. Here he is on the ball.
For tonight's Australia Cup match is 1,546 people.
Crowd figure goes up over 1,500 here. Jack McEwen reserve. Well supported the grandstand. Chock-a-block. Well, it was well before kickoff tonight.
Yeah, it really is a great venue. Zappers, the pitch is superb. The stadium around it is fantastic. The lighting, everything about it, such a good quality pitch, quality stadium.
Josh Simmons looking to finish off his good work as he made a run now. Defender racing to get back into position as Giaccherini makes a run forward down the right flank. Takes a deflection and out. Throw in some relief for APIA there. It's a good run by Brandon Giaccherini. One of the younger players in this squad. Another one that has come through the junior ranks here at Goulburn Valley.
See APIA really controlling the game now. Starting to find their passes, bigger spaces opening up in the midfield. You can see here a lot of room for the midfielders to operate.
Room out wide as well. Simmons get the cross in now. Franco Parisi, the coach of APIA, preparing for a triple substitution with the game comfortably under his control. Will give an opportunity to some of his younger players to get this chance, and what a chance it is on the national stage. Broadcast across the country. I'm sure there'll be lots of family and friends watching on this great occasion. Franco Farinella, Yanni Nicolaou, and Michael Kuda preparing to come. In the meantime, there's a corner. Short one taken. Chino loops it into the far post. Orlik heads it away for the Goulburn Valley Suns. Now Romero tries to get around his marker Paulik again on that occasion and wins another corner kick. Yanni Nicolaou normally starting right back. On the bench tonight. See him in action shortly. Here's the corner kick. Orlik in good position. Heads it away for Goulburn Valley. Giaccherini in a tussle. Doesn't win it on that occasion. Edo Peters with the header. Away. Taya clears it, the danger. And APIA continue to apply plenty of danger in this second half.
Yeah, Goulburn Valley looking quite tired. It's been a big game for them, defending most of the game. They've had some really good moments, but couldn't capitalise on them. But majority of this second half has been in their half, defending their half. It's been a tough second half for the boys.
All right, here's the opportunity now for substitution for Franco Parisi's side. So Dakota Askew, who had a terrific effort on goal earlier in this half, makes way for Yanni Nicolaou. Michael Kuda also coming onto the park. Making way for him is Anthony Spiricino. Jack Amson, we spoke about earlier. The third substitute for Franco Farinella. Good Italian names there. Giving him with the history of the club, Andrew.
Yeah, very proud Italian
Franco
club.
Farinella, 18 years of age. I'm told he's a very bright prospect. An opportunity to see him in action in the last 20 or so minutes here. 15 minutes of regulation time remaining here at Goulburn Valley. Jack McHugh in reserve. Taylor gives the ball away, and an opportunity here for APIA to search for a fourth. Jack Stewart, scorer of the first tonight from the penalty spot. Nice pass. Edge of the area. Was there a foul? Yanni Nicolaou with his first touch, almost winning a penalty for APIA. Romero. Nicolaou. Chino. Back to the substitute. It's a good run forward. A free kick one.
You just see the body language of the Goulburn players. Haunched over.
Chino tries from a long range. The captain thought he'd try his luck from 35 yards. National stage, why not? If that one dips in, we'll have that one to savour for life. Wasn't too far away. Can't blame him, the captain at 3-0 taking a strike from there.
Yeah, why not? As I was saying, you just see they're starting to really tire. A lot of them stretching, probably cramping. And just the body language, they're looking really tired now, Goulburn.
Well, here's a chance. And it is in! The big man gets one back for Goulburn Valley. Some Goulburn Valley gold from Russell Curry. He's been working hard all night. He got one chance and he took it. They might be out, but this crowd loves it. And it gives them something to cheer. Goulburn Goulburn Valley 1, APIA 3.
He's done superbly well. He's beat the offside trap. He's driven straight into the box. Defender coming over and he slipped it right into the corner of the net. It's a lovely run. He's been the most threatening all night. If anyone was going to score, it was going to be Russell Curry. And he's got his team a little lifeline maybe.
Well, he's the leading goal scorer in the NPL 3 competition in Victoria, and you can see why. He hasn't had much to feed on tonight, and his first chance is taken with aplomb. Russell Curry gives the home crowd something to cheer about. Just when you thought they were down and out, a little lifeline.
It's a really good finish. Such a tight angle. He didn't have a lot of room to work with the defender closing him down quickly as well, and he slotted it beautifully into the side netting.
Substitution in the meantime. Goulburn Valley as well. Declan Canane coming onto the park.
Double substitution.
Jaccarini
for the
coming
GV
off.
Suns, making way number 9, Brandon Jaccarini. He's replaced by number 12, Willie Sayuma. And also exiting the pitch, number 6, Matthew Elliott, and replaced by number 25.
Sayuma also coming on as Goulburn Valley buoyed by that strike. Can they find a second and breathe more life into this contest? Just too high for Curry. Sayuma loops it off to the far post. The offside flag goes up, and all of a sudden the home crowd consents. A mini comeback in the making.
And just as I said, they looked flat, Zappers. They were on their haunches and looked flat. Body language is down.
Don't go anywhere. Don't.
They've got a new lease of life. Ball to the back post. It's just straight offside on the return ball, but life, there's life again here in Shepparton.
Russell Curry, star striker, providing that lifeline. Luma winning the free kick, the substitute. He's only been on a minute. Seulima. Creating a few headaches for APIA as they look to send the ball long. The big centre backs up. Joseph Addo-Peters, we know that where it's heading. It's Addo-Peters, and it's Russell Curry. Played too long, wasted opportunity.
Yeah, they're important moments, especially so late in the game. They won't get a lot of opportunities in general play. Set pieces will become super important for them. They can't afford to waste them, overhit them.
The expected goals rules one thing out, though, Andrew. It doesn't take into effect the vibe at John McEwen Reserve.
The crowd are on their feet.
Stats can only tell you part of the story. The crowd's up and about. Players buoyed. Can they build on it? Set up a grandstand finish. Here he is. Curry with the through ball. He did well under plenty of pressure. Elijah Brooker couldn't quite get there in the end. Addo-Peters sees it over the line. Whilst APIA still have a comfortable advantage. I'm sure Franco Parisi would just be a little more nervous. And
I'll tell you what, if they can manage to score a goal in these next few minutes, it's going to set up a grandstand finish here. But definitely on the front foot.
Substitutes provide a little bit of a spark as you want some of the younger players coming on and taking it right up to APIA's experienced side. Jack Stewart did well, which is great with the ball at his feet as well. Right winger, he spoke about the fact he scored 4 goals on the weekend. New South Wales Premier League, and that was a very late challenge.
Didn't leave much to the imagination there. It's an easy foul.
Or Galimi.
Yellow card. Added to the list of defenders on yellow cards.
Sorry, that was Gregory Nash for...
Nash, yeah.
Robert Elliott's well read by the substitute, so Lima just had to perhaps just wait a moment for the pass. Curry was in an offside position. He looks pretty tired, doesn't he? He's done a lot of running with a big striker. Not sure how many more sprints he's got left in him.
He's not coming back to defend, that's for sure. He's staying in that front line, waiting for any ball into feet or over the top. He'll be chasing that. He'll come to life when that ball comes near him.
Chino is clipped on the back of his heel as well. Another yellow card. The home side. This time it was Akhtas. As Craig Carley prepares to make another substitution. Short one taken. Played into the near post. Plenty of Suns defenders to clear the danger. Hooker, tallest player in the park. The ball bounced over his head. Ramiro coming in deep. Loops the ball over. Nice play. Edge of the area. Be careful about the foul here. Sean Simmons had the ball at his feet, couldn't find that decisive pass. Now, an opportunity on the counter-attack. Curry, the goal scorer, held back. Referee says no. There's the crowds up in arms. That was a clear foul. Opportunity gone begging for the home side. They sense that could have provided goal scoring chance for them, denied. Here it is. Andrew as a defender. What do you reckon? That's clearly
looked like a clear foul. He's grabbed his arm and tried to yank him down. Clear foul right in front of the ref, but he waits play on.
Stewart for APIA puts a dangerous ball in. And Jalovsky does well off his line. They're moving it along quickly. The home side, they sense the urgency. 5 minutes remaining plus at a time. Goal here. Geez, this crowd find that extra decibel. It's been a great display. Goulburn Valley, after going down 1-0 at half-time, they responded well, fought their way back into the game, and only 1-0 down at half-time. APIA came out in the second half and showed us some terrific football to score 2 quality goals. We thought the game was done, but great response again from the home side. As Adam Gatcombe comes off, and another Lelliot joins us. This is Geordie Lelliot. Farinella tussling to win the ball for APIA. He couldn't do it, but his captain does. Chino. Now Stewart. Now Ramiro. He's got 2 to his name already. Monge to Farinella. Chino. Keeping the ball well now. APIA. Monge. Again. In the midfield. Puts his captain under pressure, but does well to find some space and spreads the ball out wide. Nicolaou keeps it in. Stewart with the shot on target, but but that's an easy one for Jake Angelovski, a tired one. And Jack Stewart has been one of APIA's best tonight.
Yeah, he's been excellent. He's been in the thick of everything. His wing play's been excellent. He's come inside when he's needed to. You can see him here.
Here he is with a chance to double his tally for the night. Stewart, and he does. A clinical finish to now put the result beyond doubt for APIA. Stewart has 2, Romero has 2, APIA have 4, and APIA will now progress into the next round of the Australia Cup.
Yeah, and it was right on cue. It's a lovely run. He's been found beautifully, and it's a lovely finish. Very, very composed. We were speaking about he's been involved in everything good in everything APIA's done, but he's taken that really well. Good first touch, opened the angle up for him, and he's just slotted that nicely into the side netting. Great player. Very, very good player, very tidy player, Jack Stewart.
I reckon it'll be the highlight of his career when Archie Thompson goes to interview him after the game too. On this display, I reckon he's a candidate for a post-game interview. 4-1 the score now. And it's been a terrific night of football. This Australia Cup round of 32 clash. Great to see so many local junior footballers here tonight with their families, dreaming of playing one day at senior level, dreaming of becoming the next Socceroo or the next Matilda, the next Courtney Vine, who came through Shepparton, the next Alu or Garang Kwol, who did the same. So many great stories in Australian football at the moment. Great to see the Matildas winning over the nation, not just the football nation, but the whole nation. As APIA look to make it 5. As the ball played through, Delovsky, the keeper, comes and Kuda, the substitute, did half the job, got around the keeper but couldn't find anyone supporting inside the area. There's the foul, that's clear as day.
It's been a tough night for Goulburn, but I'll tell you what, they put up a great fight. Zappers, they've been hustling in everything that they've done. They've made it difficult for APIA. The scoreline eventually went the way of APIA, but it's been a tough battle for them. It hasn't been probably what the scoreline has shown. APIA has shown their class in the end, but they've made it really hard for them.
Remy committed the foul on that occasion. Chino looking for Romero and finding him. Can Romero work his magic from here and find a hat-trick perhaps? That's a good challenge. Clear the danger. Quality football displayed tonight by Franco Parisi's side. You can see why they're top of New South Wales NPL. So Lima for Goulburn Valley. Some of the substitutes getting involved now. Elliott wins the corner. Plenty of attacking options for Goulburn Valley in this situation. Chesky hasn't been called in to do too much tonight, but has made 1 or 2 sharp saves. You see him still playing the game. Going to his 40s now. Just like Gianluigi Buffon, he retired at 45. Buffon announced his retirement, one of the greatest keepers in world football. Jack Morgan blows the whistle.
Yeah.
Chevsky wants to beat that record.
Well, he's still considered one of the best goalkeepers in the New South Wales top league, so doing really well. 43 years old. Had a great career throughout the A-League, Newcastle, Sydney FC, Central Coast. Still going strong here for APIA Leichhardt.
A couple more years to beat Gigi.
We'll get there. But just on APIA and Franco Parisi's team, high quality players all over the park.
And there is the full-time whistle which signals an end to Goulburn Valley's campaign in the Australia Cup. But they put up a terrific fight tonight. This evening's all about APIA and their win, though, as they progress to the round of 16 with a convincing result in the end. Full-time score here in Shepparton. Goulburn Valley 1, APIA Leichhardt 4. Fantastic display of football from both sides, and we spoke about Goulburn Valley and their run in this competition, knocking off teams like Hume City in their final game, 2-0 to make it here, and that was a huge result for them. This was billed as the biggest game in the club's history, formed in 2014, and what a terrific example of what they've been able to do as a regional club, providing joy and a career pathway for so many young players in this region. APIA top of the table in New South Wales, demonstrated some quality football tonight with a terrific list of players, and well done to Franco Parisi and his side. They've already progressed beyond the round of 16 a few times in this competition, and they'll fancy themselves again to do that this season. Archie Thompson is down on the sideline with one of the stars of tonight. Archie.
Thanks, Zappers. Yes, I've got Jack Stewart. Mate, you're a teacher by day and a goal-scoring machine by night. Another great performance by you.
Yeah, it was good. It's good the boys, we got to win. Started off tough, we knew that would come out hard, but yeah, I'm happy we got 2 goals, and Jace getting on the score sheet too. And
it's always difficult to obviously travel away, and especially come to Shepparton when you think of the travel. You must be pleased with the performance of the team? Yeah, it was very good. We got in late last night. I think midnight we got to the hotel, so most of us worked yesterday. But yeah, it's good. It's good to get the win, and we can go home and concentrate on the comp. And what are you hoping for in the next draw? Are you hoping for maybe a kind of an NPL team, or you want the big boys? I like the big boys. I think we take them on at our home ground. It'd be great. Okay, mate. We'll enjoy it with your boys. Well done. Thank you very much. We've got Jamie England, captain, mate. I guess a bit of a disappointing night when you concede a goal early. Always makes it difficult, but how did you see your team's performance? Yeah, it was. We thought it was a bit of a soft penalty. I look at the replay. We had our set plan of probably trying to frustrate them for as long as possible. We know they're a top quality team, so couple of sloppy goals early in the second half, which kind of killed it, but I'm proud of the boys. And a consolation goal there, it sort of hyped the fans up a little bit. You must be pleased with the support that Shepparton has shown you boys? Yeah, the fans are terrific. They've backed us from day one this season. To get such a turnout on a cold Wednesday night is fantastic, and I'm glad we got a goal just to please them. Oh, well done, Jamie. Thanks, well done.
Commiserations to the Goulburn Valley Suns. Jamie England, the heart of their midfield, the captain of their side, in front of 1,500 fans there tonight in Shepparton. They couldn't get it done against the side that plays in 3 tiers above them, New South Wales NPL leaders in APIA Leichhardt, who are specialists when it comes to the Australia Cup. They made the quarterfinals in 2018 and 2021, and as we heard, they'd love to meet the big boys, the A-League sides. When we look ahead at their spot in the round of 16, they defeated Brisbane Roar and Melbourne Victory on their run to the quarters in 2018. They defeated the Western Sydney Wanderers on their run that they went on to the quarterfinals in 2021. They have made it out of the round of 32 in all 3 appearances, APIA Leichhardt, in this competition, and they were, in the end, just too strong for Goulburn Valley Suns tonight in Shepparton. 4-1 the final result. It was great to see, though, Russell Curry get on the score sheet for the boys from Shep and get it done and put on a good display and put on a good show, because they didn't just fall over, did they, Andy Harper, in the end?
No, look, I think both teams will be really happy with the whole experience. I mean, APIA had to ride out the storm. Broski, it was a tough physical game, but their class shone through in the end, and they'll be happy that they held their nerve. And if you're Goulburn Valley, you think, well, we really put up a fantastic fight. We didn't leave anything to the imagination. We gave absolutely everything we had. We got a goal for people to celebrate, and we have to dip our lid to the better football team on the night.
Yeah, I think in the end, there was a moment there, and Jura said it, that Leichhardt started tightening the screws and started looking. They went to another level, and Goulburn Valley Suns just couldn't keep with them, and that's where you notice the quality between the divisions. I think, in those high pressure moments, in situations like this as well, Romero showing great feet, but these are the moments where these players really shine, and for them to get a goal back as well, We won't mention a hint of offside there. I think it was great, a great night, great for Curry to get a goal as well, lift the crowd, and they actually looked like they lifted from that. They could have possibly gone on to get something else, but then I think Leichhardt put it to bed with a great finish at the end, and they were two good halves. I do think you could see it there in that second half when they had to go Leichhardt, they pushed and were too good.
And you look down the track from here, Tara. They stay fit. They maintain the rage in the NPL Championship. A couple of games away from winning that one now. They've got two strikers who are going to cause even A-League defences some grief. Romero and Stewart, they're both really accomplished strikers, and they're going to take a lot of handling. So the draw's going to be obviously pivotal, but APIA can honestly believe that they can go deep into this tournament, I think.
Jack Stewart, what a player he is. He scored 4, as we mentioned over our coverage tonight, Harps. You talk about they are sitting top of the table in the New South Wales NPL competition. He scored 4 goals on the weekend, and he came out here tonight midweek. They travelled to Shepparton and he scored a brace. So he is in great form. And as you said, Jason Romero as well, to around the grounds and the rest of the results across the evening. Western United, they booked themselves into the round of 16 for the second time. That was their best result last season, and they have done it again. Noah Botic, Michael Roos, Lockie Wales with a brace. Just way too good, Alex Brosk, for the Edgy Eagles tonight.
Yeah, they were, and it looked like it could be a tricky one. Edgeworth have, like I mentioned earlier, they took Melbourne City all the way to extra time before, and at their home ground as well, it seemed like if there was going to be an upset with Western United and the amount of changes they've made to their squad, this could have been it. But Western United, under Aloisi and the disappointment of last season, wanting to start things off very, very well, very strong, and they were too good in the end. They dominated the whole game. The ball movement, from what we saw, in that quad screen of ours that we were watching, they looked too good and were constantly attacking. And that new look front line as well looks quite threatening.
Yeah, big season coming up for Noah Botic. We started talking a lot about him last year, and if he gets a start from the beginning this time round, I think Western United can fly on the back of his goals. Look, I'm just happy it didn't turn into a blowout. I thought through that first half there were signs that it could be a blowout. Thankfully, Edgy had a couple of chances themselves in that second half. A very proud club, 1892, a good gathering there to support the club and the history they've given and what they represent for Newcastle and Hunter football, but out of their depth tonight against Western United. And 4-0's a heavy loss, which is, I thought towards the end of that first half they were staring at a bigger deficit. So I think that's something for them to get out of it, really.
Western United through to the round of 16. They got to the round of 16 last year. They ended up falling to Sydney United, who of course featured in the final. Let's hear from their skipper now, Josh Risdon.
Josh Risdon, pretty comfortable win tonight. What did you make of it?
Yeah, it was. I thought it was a good performance. These games can be tough. Coming over to a ground you don't know and a team you don't really know that well. But we knew if we came with the right mentality and the right attitude, we could get the job done, and we did that. And it was the first half set us up really. We stuck to our structures and we worked hard, and we got the reward with a few goals there in the first half. And the second half was a bit of a grind, a bit more even, but it was good to get that match fitness in the legs.
How are the new boys betting in? They seem to be doing well, the likes of Riku Danzaki, Angus Thurgate, Jimmy Donachie, and also Tommy in goal.
Yeah, really good. The boys who have come in have fitted in really nicely. They're a good bunch of boys, fit in with our team culture really well, and on the field they've adjusted really good as well. We've still got a couple more to come in. Daniel's arrived last week, and he's getting back on the pitch. So and we still got Priya to come back as well. So it's a good feeling at the moment within the group. All the boys who have come on board have bought in. It's promising in these early stages, yeah, for sure.
Well, Josh, congratulations on the win tonight. Good luck in the rest of the cup.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, great to hear from Rizzo there. Well, to the GC now, Gold Coast Knights, Devonport City Strikers, 1-0 in the end there. The team from the GC, they sit top of the table in their league in the NPL on the Gold Coast there, and they got it done. Austin at Ludwig with this goal you're about to see now in the second half. But it was a bit of a battle there, wasn't it, team? It wasn't all one-way traffic in this one.
No, it was the closest on the scoreboard. Still, I think Gold Coast pretty much had the strikers' measure. I mean, Devonport have got good history in this competition, so they managed to rouse themselves on 2 or 3 occasions and force some desperate defending, a couple of good shots from distance. Here's the goal that wins it. It's a great header, actually. It's an excellent header from Austin Ludwig. And the celebration, I think, sums up just how tense the game was for them, because there was a full group celebration acknowledging the match winner. There it was again. And Devonport, unfortunately, who've provided great value for us watching over the years, go home empty-handed, and the Gold Coast Knights march on. And I'd say Broski, deservedly so.
Yeah, and I think they're a team that can really do some damage in that in this next round of 16. I think if you look back in the competition, they've given the Jets and the Victory some scares, you know, going down in some narrow losses in the last couple of years. So, you know, under Scotty McDonald as well, he's got a lot of experience in big games and high-pressure situations. So, you know, if they come up against an A-League side, they're top of the NPL Queensland at the moment and flying in that competition as well. So another, you spoke about APIA Leichhardt and, you know, the form they're in and what they can do in the next round. I think Gold Coast Knights could be a surprise as well.
Yep, they are looking pretty good. Well, let's head back out there and hear from their captain and goal scorer, Austin Ludwig.
We're here with a victorious Gold Coast Knights skipper, Austin Ludwig, a very happy Austin Ludwig and goal scorer. Austin, talk to me about that performance into the round of 16. Maybe not the most dominant performance you wanted, but nevertheless, a win's a win.
Yeah, exactly right. Win's a win. I think in cup football, you go out there and no matter which way you get it done, you want to get the win. So 1-0, we would have liked to score more goals, but again, that's the win, and we'll go celebrate now and look to the next.
And a round of 32 Australia Cup goal, how does that feel?
Yeah, it feels good. It's not my job as such to score, but I've been helping out here and there, so that's all we can ask. And the boys holding on to the clean sheet's most important for me. So yeah, happy with that.
Congratulations on the win, and on to the next.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
On to the next, into the action over in the West. It is the second half at the moment. That on 10 play, if you want to catch that. It is the Western Sydney Wanderers that are absolutely dominating Floreat Athena at the moment. The side that's on the precipice of relegation in Perth, but nice goals. Lockie Brooks, the new face in the squad with a brace, and Brandon Borello, who's a very familiar face from the national team perspective, and the Wanderers as well. But look at this, God, Miloš Ninkovic, and we know he's re-signed, but just a gorgeous ball in and an easy finish. But the Wanderers, they're looking well and truly in control, Broski.
They are. I mean, I'm surprised to see Ninko on the field this early in the season. You know,
True.
He likes to make his run very, very late. But look, I think it is important, given, again, another side that's got a lot of changes, particularly in that front third, and he will be important to the squad. So to see him on the field and pulling the strings as he always does is a good sight for Wanderers fans. And yeah, a very comfortable, as comfortable as I guess we imagine this game would be, given Floreat Athena's position in over in Western Australia at the moment. They're really struggling, and the Wanderers have been dominant from the beginning.
Well, they're up 3-0. Just look at that stat: on target scoring attempts 7.
Yep.
A couple of good, and then a couple of squandered ones as well. So they've really hammered Floreat Athena in that first half. Scoreboard still says Floreat can get out of it and get out with some pride still intact. But if the Wanderers roll out in the second half the way they did the first half, it'll get ugly for Floreat Athena, unfortunately for them. But the Wanderers on fire from their side of things, so it'll be a very encouraging start to their campaign.
Looking good for them. All right, well, let's take a look and recap of the results so far this evening across the grounds. And as I mentioned there, it is the Western Sydney Wanderers and Floreat Athena. They are in action as we speak. If you want to flick over and watch that, of course, it is on 10 play. So APIA Leichhardt, in their 3 attempts, they've made it through to the round of 16, and they have upset some of the A-League big guns on their way to doing it as well. A big win for them over the Goulburn Valley Suns, who were the lowest ranked side left in the competition, NPL 3. They played a proud club from Shepparton. Couldn't get it done tonight against the heavyweights from the New South Wales NPL side. The Gold Coast Knights, who sit top of their table. Scott McDonald, the former Socceroo, their coach, got it done over the Tassie side, Devonport City. Western United cruised to their result 4-0 over the Edgy Eagles. And the Western Sydney Wanderers, they are still in action right now against Floreat. You can switch over to 10 play and you can watch that. As you can see here, some of the action there and some of the goal scorers, as we mentioned before. Lockie Brooks with the brace, Brandon Borello, and we'll see what they're going to do in the second half, because we're a bit surprised to see Miloš Ninkovic on the park. I'm not too sure. I'm trying to stay looking at the camera and actually watch the game as well to see if he's still on the pitch. I mean, would you just take him off, Broski? You know his legs better than most.
And he knows them better than anybody. So no, I think he's got probably about 60 minutes, 70 minutes into him, and then he'll make some changes, especially with the scoreline the way it is at the moment. But for the Wanderers, it's getting those partnerships going, I think, and understanding the way that Marco Runen likes to play. They've got some new faces. But look, tonight they're in complete control in this game.
They are in control. If you want to watch that, just flick over to 10 Play now. Andy Harper, Alex Bross, thank you so much for your company. Thank you for the pizza party as well in here during watching the games. Thank you so much for joining us at home. Though our main game tonight, of course, it was APIA Leichhardt. A big result. Of course, they are through to the round of 16 yet again. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And, of course, you can catch all of the Australia Cup action live here on 10 Play. Good night. See you soon.